Alright, welcome back to Nerdy News Weekly. We happen to be wearing the same clothes we wore last week. We had a little extra time, so we decided to talk about something else that was in the news. As it stands now, Captain America 3 has been confirmed to be happening, and coming out 2016, I believe in May. And Batman vs. Superman is also coming out 2016 on the same day. So
now this is hot news. This is a hot plate.
Let's get into it here.
Let's just get into it, man. This is let's just put it on the table.
So the Marvel versus DC thing has been around since before we have.
It's big in the realm of comics, and we're dealing with two major publishing houses who both own the rights to the word superhero.
Yeah. It's not just Marvel versus DC, it's Warner Brothers versus Disney. As much as there's been a lot of Marvel versus DC, Marvel and DC hasn't really themselves been in conflict with each other that much. I mean, not in a direct way like this.
Not like this.
They've never played chicken before. Marvel they planned out the next 14 years when they're going to release their movies. I think they said till 2028 they know what they're doing. 2 movies a year, and they have the weekend they're coming out reserved already. Batman vs Superman got delayed because of, I think, scheduling conflicts with Ben Affleck, and they wanted to get some script right. And they recently said they're going to do a Wonder Woman movie before Batman vs Superman. So that left that movie on the same day that Marvel already had a day reserved for, which they today revealed was going to be Captain America 3. We've both seen Winter Soldier, loved it. We both saw Man of Steel. We loved it. Not everyone did.
And I'm just gonna I'm gonna just be out with it. I am a huge Superman fan. Superman is always been the big deal, the biggest deal.
I'll cut to a montage of all the Superman stuff you have in this room.
So Man of Steel, was something that needed to happen for me. Just me. But I mean, on top of that, it came out. Man of Steel was amazing, but it was a new franchise. It was sort of a reboot. Excuse me. They wiped the table clean. DC decided to just kind of start this off in the same vein as Batman Begins, prior, which now is not in the same universe. No. So again, we're just starting anew, and it's not. Marvel is not looking back, man. Let's just put it like that. Marvel is not looking back. We saw Cap. Winter Soldier was just. It was a well done movie. It was a well done movie.
If there were no superhumans in it at all, it would have been a great movie.
It would have been fine.
But it's set in the Marvel universe, so not only is it a great movie, but it has awesome repercussions for future movies. It's because it's part of a bigger universe, and the fact that it's superpowers is always a plus.
It's always a plus.
But it honestly didn't need it. It could have been a new Bourne Identity movie.
And it would have been just as...
this is the best Bourne Identity movie yet.
Not only is Winter Soldier just a new entry into an expanded universe, we're talking about, the Avengers happened. We already know the Age of Ultron is coming. Just finished the groundwork for Guardians of the Galaxy that's also going to be coming out this year, along with Spider-Man, along with X-Men. Yeah. Not to mention Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Here's my point. I feel like Marvel is gone. The ship has lifted off. They're gone. And DC, Warner Brothers, they're still here. Yes, they have their TV shows, which are doing really well. The Arrow has been amazing. However, they are still sort of stuck in this sort of microcosm of universes where they don't know how to proceed further. So instead of making leaps, bounds like Marvel has, and that first iteration was in the form of Avengers, would you agree?
Yeah.
We're not even close to that point because with DC there's just so many setbacks. Green Lantern came out, that was a setback. Smallville ended, that was a setback. Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy was self-contained.
Enclosed in itself.
Very self-contained. That ended with Rises. step back. Ben Affleck was finally introduced as the next Batman, which I never had a problem with. I think he's an immaculate actor. He can act. That's not the case. The case is wiping the slate clean and introducing audiences who are not us, introducing another audience to a new Batman.
So close to the previous Batman.
So close to the previous Batman, exactly. Another setback. Again, we have great TV in the form of Green Arrow and whatnot, but there's still DC, Warner Brothers are still struggling with how to introduce those characters to each other or into a very expansive, ongoing universe. Another setback. We have Green Arrow, they just okayed The Flash.
Yeah.
We got Constantine and we have Gotham.
Yeah.
Okay?
Gotham having nothing to do with anything else.
Gotham having nothing to do with anything else.
Gordon's focal point. Bruce Wayne's like 13.
And that's my. I don't have the patience for this. I don't have the patience for this anymore. Smallville, it was cute for the first 2 seasons, but then I can't do it. I cannot do it again with Gotham. I refuse to. My point being is that there is no structure in terms of what we can see visibly as fans. I don't think Warner Brothers has a plan.
It's been when did Iron Man come out? 2008.
Yes.
2008. Marvel started as an independent company, independent studio. They weren't owned by. They was just Marvel Comics making movies themselves.
Correct.
And then somewhere around Thor and Captain America, Disney bought them, and then bought the rights from Paramount for distribution and all that. 2028. It's all planned out. Meanwhile, when did Man of Steel come out?
Man of Steel came out just last year, summer last year, 2013.
So they got Wonder Woman in the pipeline for 2015, and they got Batman and Superman for 2016. Well, I guess when you compare it to when Marvel Studios first started out, they had Iron Man and Hulk first year, and then nothing. And then I think the year after that, they had Iron Man 2.
Or Iron Man 2.
By itself.
By itself.
And then the year after that, they got Thor and Cap. And then they got Avengers. So Marvel Studios did have a bit of a slow start as well. At every level, it was a stupid idea. I mean, one, a massive intentional universe has never really been attempted before. I think the closest before would be the classic Universal monster movies, and even then it was accidental.
It wasn't anything.
It was not intentional.
A well thought out plan.
No, it was just like, hey, what if we made Wolfman versus Frankenstein? What if we made we put them all together, Abbott and Costello?
I mean, right? Like what? We would get like Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah, I mean the Aliens and Predator franchise are all in the same universe now.
Now, right after the fact.
Yeah.
And they tread on those real lightly too. I
yeah.
mean, it's not a real sense of character. It's just Alien, Predator on the same screen.
Right. So something like that has never been attempted, and they tried to attempt it with superheroes the normal people didn't care about. I mean, I loved the Avengers as much as anyone, but before Iron Man, no one cared about Iron Man.
No. I love the Saturday morning, the 90s series show with the blacksmithing or creating his, crafting his armor. Yeah. And so it would start off like, ting, ting, and it's like, I am. Iron Man is cool.
He is cool.
But he was never, mainstream, widely recognized.
He was B-list.
Yeah.
He was B-list. I mean, Marvel was all about Wolverine and Spider-Man.
With
the occasional Hulk.
With occasional Hulk, yeah. And Captain America, who was basically Marvel's Superman up until early 80s, fell off.
He was A-list, but no one cared.
No one cared.
I love Captain America. I read his comics here and there. I mean, mainly, I got these guys from Avengers. I got really into Avengers, so I read. Here they are in Avengers. I didn't read their comics like I did Spider-Man or Deadpool or X-Men. I would find them in Avengers. So the fact, not only were they doing this crazy ambitious thing on their own, they were doing it with heroes no one cared about. Because the fact that no one cared about them is why they were able to use them, because no one would buy those rights. Or no one had those rights for so long. Right,
exactly. So they all were basically in-house. They were all in-house tools.
So
let's
meanwhile, Warner Brothers has owned DC for how many years? Warner Brothers has had DC characters. The main three, the three biggest superheroes in the world, pretty much. The big three. I mean, I'm a Marvel fan, and I admit, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman are the three superheroes. They just are. Ask your mom, name 3 superheroes. the Batmans, the super guy, she'll get it, ish. And they're struggling to get a universe going with those heroes. Marvel had B-list heroes and made the biggest superhero phenomenon movie shared universe thing ever. And starting something new that every other studio is trying to catch up with, which is a shared universe. And Warner Bros. DC have the biggest superheroes and have barely done anything. It took Marvel to do it for them to do it.
Exactly.
DC could have easily been the first to do this.
And that's what really, sort of gets to me.
Having said all this, though, I am looking forward to Batman vs Superman. They're both saying we're not backing down. Marvel said they're not backing down first because it came up a lot in the press thing for Captain America. Are you going to move from that day? And they said no. We planned that day out. That's the day we're going to come out with. And they're so well-oiled machine that they know that is when, barring a death of an actor that's going to be in that movie, there's nothing that's going to stop that movie from coming out that day.
Meaning it's established.
Yeah.
Marvel is established. Their process, their creative process, everything is in sync. It's all there. It is.
Meanwhile, normal movie studios, it is not like that. It's anything can delay a movie by a week, a month, a year. Mm-hmm. Scheduling conflicts, reshoots.
Absolutely.
Anything like that. So, if any of the movies are going to move, it's going to be the Warner Brothers one. Just out of necessity of like, we have to do reshoots, or, Ben Affleck can't work this day, so we're going to have to push the movie back a bit. Or we need this amount of time for special effects. So everyone's pretty sure that Warner Bros. Is going to move, but Warner Bros. Said they're not going to. Probably because they feel like they have to say that. The box office battle itself, it would be fodder for the camps. It's one thing to compare them when they're far apart from each other, but when they're on the same day, it's a whole other thing. It's like they are directly battling who wins.
If Warner Brothers if this is the thing, and they keep it as is, as it stands now, I would be more excited that they actually seem to be developing a plan.
I think it's a very vague and fluid plan. It's a very much wait and see plan. Mm-hmm. Every step of the plan is followed by another step saying, okay, now we wait to see what the reaction is.
Yeah. And if that's the case, then, I hate to say this, but Marvel already won.
Hopefully that's just for now. As soon as they get Justice League going, they'll know what they're doing.
Right.
And they'll start cranking out movies.
And I think that's the hope we all have. Maybe there's some insight that we, as fans, not filmmakers, not producers, that we just don't have. You know what I mean? And maybe they do. Yeah. I think that's what we're all hoping for. It'll come together and it'll make sense to the point where it's like, oh, this is great. Yeah. But we'll just have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. Well, that's about wraps it up. I don't know how I'm going to edit this. We went on a little long. There's a chance we might cut this up, or I'm going to cut a lot of it out. Who knows? You'll know because you'll be watching it. Although I guess I'll know more because I'll know what we cut. I'm saying too many words. Subscribe. Like us. Leave a comment. Maybe what you think about the whole Marvel DC thing. I'm from in the Marvel camp. Brian's a huge DC fan, but he's kind of in the Marvel camp now too.
I'm all over the place.
He's all over the place. He's all over the place. He likes all kinds of stuff.
But I am firmly. I have my roots, but
he's not blind to what's happening.
Exactly. I'm very open-minded. We can have a discussion. We can totally have a discussion. Yeah.
So check out some of my other videos. I'm gonna try to work on other videos. It's hard. Videos are hard, okay?
It takes time.
They're hard.
It takes time.
All right, so that's it for us this week. Check us next week. Probably. Maybe. All right. Later.
One.
Yeah. Xbox One?
No. That's just One Love.
Oh! I totally ruined your outro. Fantastic.
Oh,
All right.